Hey everybody, welcome back to the 30 Minutes of Fame podcast. Today I'm joined by someone that I met a few months ago and scheduling things and having to rebook, but here we are, Jeff Cooper, a living miracle. He's got a pretty powerful story and was in a fatal car accident, came back stronger, and now just look at this dude. I mean, come on, he's like a he does training, he has a podcast with his wife, Chelsey, called the Flow Bella. Stories of rebuilding life, faith, fitness, and the same mission we have here. So, Jeff, welcome to my show. It's good to finally get you on here.
Man, I'm so glad to be here. It's awesome to, again, just get this story out there as much as possible. And I love your platform. So it's an honor to be here.
Yeah, it's gonna inspire some people. So, take me back to that day, to that hit and run, and we'll start from there.
Well, I'm now 49 years old. This happened when I just turned 42 years old. So at the end of 2017, my whole life changed. So November 16th, 2017, or can't believe I'm brain farting that, 2018, I was at work on a Friday morning. I used to survey and engineer telephone poles. We used to put Bay Area all over Northern California. Well, I'm out there first pole of the day, and let's just say one moment changed everything. I was told about this. I don't recall anything. I'm standing there in the middle of the street in survey equipment. There's an actual video. This is caught on camera. So I also, beyond being told, have seen this more times than I can count. A lady doesn't defrost her windshield, is less than a quarter mile from her home,
Wow.
never sees me, 35 miles an hour plus, never touches her brakes, blasts right through me. Thank God I never saw it coming. I'm completely dead in the street as a result. She goes through my leg, crushes it. I go off her windshield, literally bend her A-frame. She hits me so hard. I'm out cold. Well, next thing you know, it's Friday night. I've got no clue where I'm at, what I'm doing. I kind of like waking up from night's sleep. No idea where I'm at, and all I could hear are doctors and nurses talking. Hey, if he lives, his best hope is as a vegetable.
Wow.
The whole thing is like surreal. It's me even taking in the information like, wait, they're talking about me right now. So my new reality is settling in very fast. I cannot move a finger. Like I am literally out head to toe from a fractured skull, broken jaw, 8 busted teeth, broke my neck, broke my ribs in 13 spots, tore apart my shoulder, broke my leg, tore apart my knee, multiple ACL, MCL, tore up my ankle. From head to toe, I'm dust.
Wow.
I am almost in shock. I literally have a tattoo appointment with actually the guy who does this work here on the 22nd. So it was 6 days later after this incident. I'm such in shock. I'm literally calling him to let him know, hey, don't you worry. I'll still be in Fresno, California, 3 hours from where I'm at for my appointment. Don't you even question me. That's how much I'm so unaware of what's just taken place.
Yeah.
Well, now the reality sets in, and I'm not kidding you. I thought I had experienced pain. Everything I've ever been through, I can't even tell you. I mean, oh man, to cough, to anything, like I'm dust. Like it's so bad. I can't even, when I rewind it in my head, I can't tell you how many times, like, this was the beginning of something I had no idea was about to begin. For the next 2.5 years, I'm basically bedridden. It takes everything for me to just get up and go to the restroom.
Wow.
I went from that guy who thinks, oh, I don't need any help, I can do everything myself, to Guess what? I can't even wipe my own butt.
Wow.
Can't eat solid food. I am completely, absolutely at zero. I'm a newborn again. I can't do a single thing for myself. And over this next 2.5 years, I can't tell you how many times like the pain would never end. So when I busted my teeth, we're talking you're fully root exposed. All the nerves are exposed. My lungs hurt so bad just to take a breath. Each time it feels almost like an M80 is inside your rib cage and just exploding. The reality is just settling in faster than I can even explain. And I'm seriously praying each night. Like, I do not want to wake up the next day. And it's not because I hate life. It's not because of anything. It's because I don't know if I can make it another moment. It's non-stop pain to take a drink of water, to eat food. Anything you do just hurts. And I don't mean like, oh man, this is sick or I broke my arm. It's everything head to toe. If I cough, I could literally feel my whole entire rib cage moving,
Hmm.
bones sliding. Like, well, somehow, thank God, my brother in law, who I actually worked with and was on the scene with me, is my sister just above me, her husband. They take me into their home and literally take care of me for the next 2 years. I mean, 100%. They make my food. They
Wow.
financially take care of me. Without them, I have no hope.
Wow.
So now I get past, after hearing the nightmare, I'm going to be a vegetable. Now it's, of course, everything's going to restart. Man, this guy will never walk again. And you know what? I've accepted almost everything as far as because everything was taken away. Even walking, it's like, it didn't seem like a big deal. I'm just like, if I could even just be alive without pain, that would be a miracle.
Wow.
So finally, within that first year, I would just take a baby step, try to do anything to try to move forward. Going to rehab, physical therapy, countless like appointments, each time just to discover a new injury. I can't do a single push up. I've lost everything. I've lost, like, I'm worthless. Well, finally, I work it up to where I'm literally doing a set of one just to discover I tore my neck apart. Another new surgery is needed. I try to take a step. That's when I discovered my knee was completely torn apart, ACL, MCL. So just the break that was inches away from my knee wasn't even the worst part of it. So I finally get back after 2.5 years to where, like, hey, I'm going to done with surgeries, everything. And I set this goal. Someday I'm going to join the gym again. I'm going to set that treadmill at 1 mile an hour. My dream is to walk on this treadmill at 1 mile an hour. And if I ever achieve this, that would be like my Super Bowl.
Wow.
That year, I meet my wife. Thank God for her. And I mean, literally, thank God for her. Because even though my accident had completely changed my whole entire world, she literally saves me where I thought I was saving her. When we first met, she was an alcoholic. I'm like, after what I've been through, oh man, I could. She literally saves my life, saves me in more than just the word of saved physically. We now go to church every Sunday, everything, and she starts me on a whole new direction in life. Of my dream went from someday I'm going to walk on a treadmill to, like I said, I'm 49 years old. I'm 6'2", 230 right now. And I'm almost seriously, I have been in great shape before. So I won't say the best shape of my life, even though just wait, I will be. We go to the gym 7 days a week sometimes, hike multiple times in a week. We've done trips, 15-mile hikes. And this is coming from somebody who was never, ever supposed to walk again. And it literally restarted me. I had to learn to crawl, let alone walk again.
Wow.
And you fast forward to today, like I said, after we're done here, we're heading to the gym. A privilege and honor. People don't even understand what an opportunity in itself that is to be able to do. And make, even just talking about it excites me now. Why? Because for over almost 3 full years, when all you could do was lay there and do absolutely nothing, just going outside, you understand, is a miracle.
Wow.
Reality sets in really fast.
Have you ever gone back and watched that video of the footage?
So, my brother in law, again, thank God for him, they write up the police report and put me at fault because this is a super rich area in South San Francisco. And the police literally are owned by the community. If they write it up as reported, they have to arrest this woman on the spot.
Yeah.
They're loaded. Her husband's filthy rich. So they write me up at fault. My brother in law goes in, knocks door to door, happens to find a house 2 homes over. Their surveillance on the front of their garage happened to catch the accident. The first time I ever heard the video was at my lawyer's office. This gentleman in Sacramento had 26 years experience dealing with car accidents. He's on his laptop. I'm sitting across from him. He's with his partner, another fellow lawyer in his office. They watch it. All I can do is listen. It sounds like a car goes through a metal pole.
Oh,
The lawyer literally does the, oh, and just collapses. I knew I was not ready. It took me another year and a half after that to watch it for my first time. I won't say it gives me nightmares, but now I'm not kidding you. I've probably watched it 1,000 times. There's almost a grasp of reality because even I still can't understand how that was me and how I'm me now. I'm literally launched off this car out of the screen. They guess I'm 20 feet away, 20 feet in the air, just bag of busted bones. Yeah, I've watched the video. I can't even. I'll bet you once a week is a reminder.
wow. That's unreal, man. I saw the clip on your page. I haven't watched it just because I don't know things. I will after the show. I'll go watch it. But that's incredible, man. And just you talking about that, being able to walk 1 mile. Like with my stabbing incident in my leg, the first time I was able to walk a kilometer, which is like half a mile, that was a big deal for me. And then the other night at the gym with my amazing girlfriend, who the two of us and the four of us are all so similar, man. She fires me up, and I ran for 4 minutes on a treadmill, and it might seem like nothing. There's so many people that post like, "Oh, I did 5 kilometers in 18 minutes," blah 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 blah. But you know what? I did 4 minutes straight, and I couldn't even walk a kilometer 15 years ago without leg cramps. So I don't care what anyone else thinks. For me, that's one of the biggest moments of my life right there. And like with you, and just watching your clips, and it's funny how similar like you are with me and my girlfriend's maybe soon to be wife. I don't know. Spoiler alert. Who knows? But it's special to watch, man. Just you can just feel the love there between you two. And just tell me about, you guys do a podcast together, and I've watched a few episodes. And what's that like for you? I know for me it's hectic. I'm my own worst critic, but what's that
It's
like for you?
very, very difficult. I'm not seeing your, like the first time I heard my voice, even the first few times you hear recording back, you're like, I see that. That's what I look like. And then next thing you know, you're like, that is what I sound like. Like completely flipped. You're like, now I take pride in it. It took a lot to overcome. And I think more so for me, I'm not that person who likes the spotlight on me. I love to help somebody else, shine that on them. And so for somebody to hear my story, well, as many people as I would tell like my story in person, the impact it would have on them made me realize really quickly it's not about me. I'm not doing this podcast for me.
Hmm.
It's literally, like I said, I'll turn 50 years old this year. When I met my wife now, I went through a celebration like at that year where I've never had a problem with alcohol. Man, I drank. I'm not kidding you. I mean, it was a party. Like I'm alive. I could walk. I got to 274 pounds and I still couldn't do a push up. So we're not talking good weight. I got sloppy. Well, when we meet and I'm done with this temporary crutch of like, oh, I made it. Well, now I realize, yeah, but I made it, but now I'm not putting my health first. And now I'm like literally getting completely medically enabled by my own will. So with her, when we met, I didn't understand what an alcoholic was because I've never dealt with the situation, not realizing here was this young woman at the time, 28 years old, who literally only survived on hard alcohol. And it would take me a good 6 months to even understand the difference. So at first, when we met, it was I had just survived this whole entire thing. Nobody can tell me that you can't do something after what I just survived and went through. So when we first met, it was this thing in my mind. I'm going to help, I'm going to save this girl's life. Well, 3 years last December will be, we're 3 days apart. That was the last time I took a drink. 3 days after that, last time she took a drink. We're both now at over 3 years. That turns into, I have this love for health and fitness. You know what? We're going to join. She's never been to a gym like as a member. Let's join together. And I'm thinking in my head, obviously I won't be lifting weight, but man, to take my knowledge and my 30 years of like loving the gym and going all the time, I'll train her. Well, we start just going all the time and it turns into she makes like incredible steps. Well, now I start going, I'm on machines. It's like, wait, I can actually do more than I like. So it started with literally bench press, no weight at all, to where now I'm doing like so together we've been able to accomplish so much. And so our podcast is basically now reaching out to people to let them know anything is possible. You want something, you want to be happy, you want to be healthy, you want your better marriage, you want a better relationship with your family. It's all possible. You do have to do work, but it's possible. So, with both of our experience and our stories and what we've been through in life, which even before my car accident, I have not lived an easy life. Reaching out to help people is literally our whole entire point of our podcast, our purpose now. And between both of us, addiction, recovery, some of life's hardest things. There's not something someone could tell me that's going to make me give up on them. And you realize by reaching out, so many people have given up on themselves. Mm. And they just need to understand there is a way, there is hope. It does all start with them and with what we've been through and how many times I should have given up, how many times she should have given up. You really just can't convince me of I can't. That's a mindset. And almost all of it every time comes down to the mind. And so we're reaching out to do whatever we can to help anybody understand you can. Look at me, my age, my story. Like, again, I've defied every odd. When I busted my teeth, my dentist seriously looks at me and goes, and this is at a time I'm not a believer. I don't go to church. I have no faith, anything. He's like, I don't know what you believe, but I've read all through your Stanford medical reports and just know medically, there's not a single medical reason that explains why you're alive.
Wow. Well, man, I know a reason, and you post a lot about living with purpose, and I think you found your purpose. I know I used to question a lot of time why I was still around, why I didn't die that night, and then I watch back some of these episodes, and it's pretty easy to see. So with you, when you have someone come on with you, it's their first podcast, they're so nervous, you can see them just shaking in their seat. And then by the end of it, do you ever watch the difference? I go back and watch back sometimes the face when they start it, and then the face after we've been chatting for like 30, 40 minutes. And it's like, for me, that's like when a rock singer has someone sing along with their song, that's their I made it moment. For
Mhm.
me, that's my I made it moment when you can see the impact you're having, or someone says, man, that felt really damn good to finally tell my story. And I had a rapper on like 4 episodes ago. I don't know if you saw the post, but when we started, he said his hoodie is his comfort zone. So his hoodie is right up around his face and his hat's down, and we're talking, but he's like this. And about 30 minutes in, his head is up, the hoodie's down, and as he's just starting to just talk about everything at the end, the smile on that dude's face. We've become really close friends actually since. It was only like 4 weeks ago. And it not only changed me and how I do the show, but him. He says he's like a different person just from talking about his story.
You're absolutely nailing it. Like I said, when I first met my wife, like let me even rewind it further back. So when I was bedridden, I remember fascinating and daydreaming all the time. Like somehow if I lived to 2023, 2024, I would wake up and not be in pain. So just hold on. You can make it. Well, then getting and meeting my wife, we talked to so many people, and again, talking about myself was very, very uncomfortable to start. And just like with that rapper, it's wait, man, people are judging me, they're looking at me like, what do I even look like to them? And then you take yourself out of the equation, and even putting myself out there and understanding it has nothing to do with me. You know, from talking to people, there's not a single person that we don't meet, we don't encounter who's not fighting demons, going through their own personal hell, fighting battles daily that are seriously will blow you away. I've had people share things with me that make me go, man, I thought my experience with my car accident was bad. Holy crap, I don't know if I'm strong enough to be that person right now, who they are and what they're dealing with. So then you jump on camera like right now. Sure, there's someone out there who's going to look at me and be like, look at this, fill in the blank. I don't even care because that person doesn't matter to me. I look in that camera and I go, there's somebody out there who's just like me, who was sitting there looking for just the slightest glimmer of hope. And guess what? With my story and what I overcame, I literally can be that to that person. So for anything else, it's like, it doesn't even matter to me. If this reaches one person and gives them hope, makes them love themselves, makes them look internally, and helps them create a better life for themselves, that's the only reason I'm here. That's it. It's that simple. It's not even about me at all.
That's powerful. What's been, I don't know exactly how many guests you and your wife have had on, but what's been that one moment that stands out from every episode you've done?
We had a local gentleman here in town. His name's Tavis. We met him at our gym. He walks on crutches, only has movement in his upper body. My wife and I, when we first moved to our small, we're actually originally from California. We moved to this tiny little hillbilly town community in the middle of North Carolina, a town we'd never even heard of. We literally found a house, we fell in love, sold everything, moved here. Well, we meet this gentleman early on at our gym, and my wife and I are talking, and we're going, man, just having a conversation of who inspires us the most at the gym. When we see somebody in there, who's that person that makes us go, man, the inspiration I gain from them is higher than anyone else. Well, she looks over and this gentleman Tavis was in the gym. And I said, you know what? After about a week went by, I think we're talking. She's like, no, I think I should go tell him. I'm like, no, I think you're right. You should let him know what he means to you. Well, from that point forward, we develop a relationship with him. He ends up being one of our early guests on our podcast. And he says something during a podcast I will never, ever forget. So when you see him, like his legs don't work at all, on crutches, and he's like, it's so strange. Everyone comes up to me and they always ask me the same question. Hey, what's wrong with you? What happened? And he looks and he goes, what do you mean what's wrong with me? How come no one ever asks what's right with me?
Oh,
Literally, completely, even as I'm saying it now, it gives me chills
oh,
because I'm telling you. So after what I went through, You learn when you lose everything, if you focus on what you don't have, it's just a slow form of killing yourself. Because if you focus on what you do have or what you can do or what is actually right today, just that simple step changes everything. And when he said that, still on my worst days, that's my reminder. I literally repeat his line because he's absolutely right.
Wow. You know, when I first joined the boxing gym, there was a guy, he used to come do 3 sessions a week, and he's in a wheelchair, no use of his when the waist down. But he'd sit down in front of the heavy bag with the gloves and just he'd punch it. He'd do all the arm exercises. And I went over to him after and said, dude, like, I'm never gonna make an excuse not to go to the gym again. Like, he's like, thanks for inspiring me. And he looks at me and he goes, you know what? I'm the only person in here that cannot feel guilty about skipping leg day. And I'm like, "Huh?" He's like, I'll never do leg day, but I don't care. But he was in there punching the bags with the gloves and taking the breaks and doing the sessions. And oh man, like you never know what people are going through. I made a New Year's resolution this year. I never break them, or I never really keep them. But this one was just to at least once a day. I look online, I'll search a hashtag on Twitter, people that are just starting out, someone that's been in recovery 3 days, someone that's down on, but I'll just say one nice thing to someone every single day. And I've kept it, and it's freaking amazing. And just how calling someone a champ that's just starting out can affect their life. I had a I had a Golden Glove boxer come up to me the first day I was in that gym. Guy's got five. He's got 5 Canadian titles now. He fights him. He's got a fight coming up in Vegas, and I had lost 100 pounds at that point, but I was still a pretty beefy dude. Like I was sitting about maybe just around the 300 mark. But he comes up to me and then he puts a post on his Instagram with a picture of me and him together and said, "Let's get this champ." And well, I can barely even think about it because that's like 6 years ago, but it's still right in here and wipes out every troll because I get a lot of trolls. I don't care anymore, but I used to get a lot of trolls. But that's the kind of shit that's your noise canceling headphones, right? It doesn't matter.
Yep. And you start to realize those people, it's the most like beautiful thing I've found in the gym is I even relate it to my wife all the time. It's like ball. The gym is you versus you every time. Comparison means absolutely nothing. If you need to validate where you're at, or, oh man, I don't look like them, or no. In the gym, it's all irrelevant. The only people that'll ever put hate on another person in the gym are completely only speaking and reflecting what's wrong with themselves inside.
Yeah,
Because anyone who understands the gym will be their biggest cheerleader of every single person around them, will help at any given moment. And like what you just said, even as you're that guy coming up to you going, hey, champ, put in that post.
yeah,
You know what it felt like after thinking, you know what? I'm going to be that sloppy, miserable guy who'll never be able to even walk again. To have someone come up and go, what? You're how old? You went through what?
yeah.
Huh? I thought you had it easy. I thought you were one of those genetically gifted, just, and I'm sitting there going, like, I want to cry. Like, you have no idea what you're saying to me, of how, like, much that means to me, because I'm completely opposite. I was coordinated growing up, very coordinated. Man, strength and speed were not my gifts. Like, I'm not kidding you, in high school, PE, I couldn't do a single push up. I was that little fat kid. And so for someone to come up and go, I just thought you were genetically gifted and had it easy. I'm like, dude, thank you so much. Like, I'm that guy who's got to literally watch every single bite of food I take. If I don't exercise, if I don't take care of myself, I'm going to be the poster child of like processed foods and the unhealthy. So when somebody comes up and even says anything like that, like, you're in great shape. I thought you were 40 years old. I'm like, actually, I should be dead and I'm nearly 50. Thank you so much. You have no idea how much you just inspired me and motivated me. And now, in turn, it's like you just said, go pass that compliment to something, simplest compliment to somebody. Man, you have no idea. You could completely just change their day completely. And in turn, What do? Domino effect. They
Yeah.
pass it on. It's amazing the power it has. Something that simple, just a simple compliment.
It's beautiful, man. A lot of people trash like social media and all this, but you just gotta look a little harder and search the right hashtags. I mean, I spend the only time I really spend on Facebook is to talk to my family and update my podcast. I spend a lot of time on Twitter and X and TikTok because there's such an amazing community out there of support. Like one of the guys I had on, he's in recovery. He was incarcerated, turned his life around, and now every night he just goes on TikTok, puts a box up, opens up the box to eight other people, and just lets people come up and talk. It's like a almost like an AA meeting without all the stipulations and rules. But it's powerful to watch. It's called Rise and Recover, and little things like that, or just even like the hashtag recovery posse. I search that every day because there's people just starting out. And the thing that bugs me the most is when people post, "Hey, I'm only 2 days sober." Take out that "I'm only" and just say, "Hey, I'm 2 days sober." Or when this guy yesterday, he posted a clip doing pull ups and he did 10. And the first thing he put was, "I'm sorry about my form." So I responded and said, "Hey, take out that first part of that sentence and be fucking proud of yourself." Because I just turned 50. I've never been able to do a pull up, but I told my girlfriend, we just joined the gym 2.5 months ago, that in 6 months I'm going to be able to do one. And last night at the gym, I kind of put my legs up like I was support, and I did 5 half ones, like just kind of pulling yourself up like a reverse push up. And when I hit that one pull up, you're damn right I'm going to post a video. And there's not going to be no "I'm sorry about my form." It's going to be I did a fucking pull up and I'm 50 years old. And, so I'm really trying to encourage people on there not to put that warning. Don't care about what people think. Or someone puts a post like, "Well, I can only bench 100 pounds, but I'm proud of myself." No, take out that first part and just be proud. Like, you're lapping every other person that's sitting on a couch tonight watching reruns of the Golden Girls.
You're absolutely nailing it. People do this measurable, like you just said, still put in that but. Or no, you have to realize most people aren't doing anything. And then there are people who can't do anything, which I was for so long. And so that it's do what you can. And guess what? It's not like I said, when I knew I couldn't do a single push up, it meant more to me when I got the one push up than where I'm at now. And I just screw in, boom, 50 push ups, no problem. But it also takes next to zero effort. I'll tell you how much work it required to get the one push up. And so it's not, oh, it's only one push up, like you said. Man, that one push up was a milestone that I thought I would never, ever achieve ever again in my whole entire life.
Yeah.
That meant
Oh,
everything to me.
I
Like,
love it. Man, we're so similar, you and I. It's like we've been talking, what, a couple months now, but a lot of my guests and a lot of people that have been on my show, I've had 84, you're my 85th, I think, episode, but about 30 of them I've become really close friends with. And it's like, I check in on them and I had a Miss America pageant on who, this is one of my big wake up calls was that you look at pageant queens and you're like, oh, they got their lives together. Look at them. They're so perfect looking. But this lady tried to take her life the night before, like a state pageant. And all the back scene stuff you never know what people are going through. So it's been such a wake up call for me personally doing this show, and I love it, absolutely love it.
that's my favorite part is what you just said. This has turned into not even the money prop because we haven't charged anything. We're doing this on our own dime right now. And it doesn't even matter. Like our WhatsApp group, it's nothing more than a support group for what you just said, especially with men. We're so taught, you know what I mean, to show like emotion, to show vulnerability as weakness. So what do we all do? I got this. I got
Yeah,
this. And don't say a word and try to take on the whole world. As
yeah,
a result of like what we're doing right now, you find out, guess what? Just having someone to talk to. Hey, my man, how you doing this morning? Just checking in on you. Well, it starts where I'm like, oh, I'm helping that person. Man, I don't care how much we all think we have it together at times. Life is a roller coaster. I'll be bottomed out. And that same person who I thought, totally only needed me for my help is the person reaching back out. Hey, I haven't heard from you in a couple of days. Just want to make sure everything's going okay. Now it's these support networks, all from doing exactly what we're doing right here, actually sharing what's inside, what we were taught to be ashamed of. No, man, it's the opposite. Like, seriously, turn yourself inside out, expose like our worries, our concerns, what we're stressed about, all the above. Because you realize, even my car accident, you know how many people didn't survive from a car accident? I'm lucky as heck just to be here today. My story's nothing compared to someone, I mean, easily I should have lost a limb. They thought for sure I would have bleeding like into my skull from where I fractured my skull. That's what they thought. Because even when you see an MRI, my brain is still jacked. But do you know what? I don't care. I'm a like, what do I have and what like, and when you talk to other people, you really stop the pity party. You come out of your own set of your own two eyes of judging the world, and you see the world as a whole. You understand other people. And so that network and the community, like you said, from just talking to people and being vulnerable with one another, I'm closer to more people online who I've never, ever, ever met in person than I was ever of just people I've met in real life relationships because now it's no, man, here's my story. Here's my hell. And guess what? In turn, people share the same exact thing. Here's my struggle. Here's my weakness. And together, the support and strength that we're able to like give one another, it's seriously life changing.
Wow. You know what I'd love to do, man? Some of my guests I've had here, we can, if you're interested, I'd love to do like a monthly Zoom where like I have like three or four of my guests that have been on here, just set up like, and just open it up to anybody that just wants to come in and listen. And we just chat, talk about shit. Start it for men, like once a month, men Zoom live for anyone that wants to come. Won't be posted anywhere. It won't be
Mm-hmm.
recorded. Just if people just want to come in and just talk, it's some powerful stuff.
No, and I'm totally down for that. I mean, it's yeah, after what I went through, and I realized, like, especially about my brother-in-law and sister, without their help, even with the miracle of me surviving, I still don't make it without their help.
That's incredible, man.
Like even financially, they took care of me. So now to do some group like what you're saying, oh man, the power that it doesn't seem like it's doing much. Man, to somebody out there, I promise you, it's everything. So I'm more than willing. I would love to.
All right, we'll talk. I got some plans because I got like people stories like you. I had a blind veteran come on my show. Okay, this guy he tried to take his life after coming back from a tour, and he took out both of his eyes. But this dude, he didn't sit around and complain about it. He taught himself how to write code. He designed an app for blind people to be able to do crosswords and word search. Dude does mountain climbing. He does jujitsu competitively against able-bodied people they just got to start with their hands on them so he knows where they are. And does kayaking, runs 5Ks, and this dude is completely blind. He has no eyes. And that day I remember I had some leg cramps or some shit. I was bitching about something and then I talked to him and I'm like, wow. Like what the hell right do I have to complain? But yeah, I can introduce him if you want to. He was an amazing guest. He's got his own pod. Oh, he has his own podcast that he edits and runs himself completely blind.
Man, I have eyes, and I can tell you how darn hard that is. Seriously awesome.
Yeah, he's incredible. Man, I've got one more question for you, and then we'll get out of here. But what an inspiration, man. I'm glad our paths crossed. I'm gonna try and get your wife on here, and we'd love to have me and my girlfriend come on your show eventually once she's ready. I don't want to pressure her, but it's powerful stuff, and it's gonna inspire a lot of people. Oh, and I realized I'll crop out your wife's name is on the display there, so I can crop that out.
So I'm not bad. So
Unless you want to be Chelsea for the day. Hey, no judgment over here.
represent the United States at its finest.
Yeah. All
The
right,
woman,
man. This is how I am in all my shows, but you live in a small hillbilly town, so you might have an advantage here. But a 100-meter pigeon carrying contest. How many pigeons could you fit in your arms and carry 100-meter race?
how many pigeons could I carry? I'm not going to lie. This is a question I thought I would never be asked. Since I've never carried a pigeon, it's actually more complicated than I. And you didn't even say these pigeons have to be alive.
They're live. They're tame. PETA, don't cancel me. They're completely tame pigeons.
No animal was harmed.
No animals are ever harmed in my episodes.
It's so hard to answer this without just not my heart and soul taking over. I couldn't put a limit to how many pigeons because I'm not kidding you. The only thing that could possibly cap my abilities is my own mind. I couldn't tell you if you could stop me from trying to carry too many pigeons for this race. There's no amount.
I love
I'm
it. That's one of my favorite answers ever. I got to go to a hockey game with my childhood hero, Bret Hart, Bret the Hitman Hart. And this question just came from, we were just sitting down watching the game, and I'm like, I bet you I can ask you a question you've never been asked in your 10,000 interviews. And I asked him that question. It was just dead silence for like 40 seconds, kind of like how you reacted. And then he said, shit, I don't know, two. And then I just started laughing at the end of every show because I've had some pretty heavy, dark episodes. And it's just a little funny icebreaker at the end. And the lowest is zero. So I think you're maybe tied with, I wouldn't say you're tied with her, but she had a phobia of pigeons and a phobia of Canada geese. So she would not touch the question. And the biggest answer was this little lady. She's 5 foot nothing from Mexican lady, and she said she was gonna put double-sided duct tape on all of her arms, double-sided duct tape, and just strap them to her, and then just so it's been fun.
oh, that's
But yeah,
awesome.
if people want to watch your podcast, I'll put all your links in the description. But just go on YouTube and search. You're on YouTube, right? As well.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And
So
it's under
anywhere,
a
if you search Flo Bella, I'll put your links in the description. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share, all that cool shit my daughter tells me to say. And just say one nice thing to someone today, every day. It'll you can really impact someone's life.
I'm telling you, you literally that simple change someone's whole entire world.
I love it. Jeff, thanks for coming on with me. Everyone go check out his website, his podcast, and we can exchange some guests if you like as well. Have some positive story swap back and forth there. But we'll be in touch about coming on your show too. Everybody, have a great day. We'll see you next week.
Thank you very much.